So I promised Jason that I wouldn't talk too long and I wouldn't curse tonight, and I lied. First, let me publicly thank Bonnie, the most amazing woman in the world, who deserves more credit than she'll ever get for putting tonight together. And then, while this is supposed to be Jason's night, everyone should know that I think the most important people in the room are his grandparents, Marilyn, Jerry, and Gersh. Tonight is a milestone for them as well, and I do not take it for granted. None of us do. Thank you. So I'm not going to give a long speech about how amazing you are. There's two reasons for that. And number one is because of a story that no one really knows about, the night you were born. I was walking home from NYU Medical, and since no one was watching, I had to stop for a black and white cookie. And I told some random stranger that you were amazing. Seconds later, on a hot, dry night, lightning struck the top of the Empire State Building right in front of me. I still don't understand the physics behind it. I'm not sure what it meant, but I took it as a sign that I should either give up black and white cookies or that I should not be the father that tells everyone that his son is so cute or so amazing. Now, it's not that you aren't amazing, because you are, but I just don't go around telling people that. The second reason, and more importantly, is that the people here already know you. They tell me. So they know. Your teachers, your coaches, the parents of your friends, strangers at the diner, even members of the police department. No one needs me to tell them. I like it better that way. So I'm not going to give a speech to everyone here about how amazing you are. Tonight, I'm going to answer your questions. Why are we here today? What makes today special? And why do we do this? Most of the people here tonight know that the fact that we are healthy enough to be here tonight is reason enough. We do this because we can. But we're here because of tradition and because we're told that today is a special day when you've become a man. Today was already a special date in our family. It's the anniversary of the day we moved into our home, and today is Grandma Marilyn's birthday. Tradition, in this building, I became a bar mitzvah, and in this room, your mom and I and some of these people celebrated our wedding. We're here because of the tradition in Judaism that you've become a man, and we're here because of the tradition of the North Shore of Long Island that we blow your college savings to do it. But you are not a man yet. And I know this because right now, you can only do two things. You can do what I tell you to do, and you can do what I let you do. And you do not become a man in one day. But you've been growing into a man for the past 13 years, and you will continue to become a man for a long time. You started to become a man when you were 7 months old, crawling into the kitchen to play with Monty's food when I told you to stop, and after a small debate, you stopped and showed you knew the difference between right and wrong, and that you understood me. And when you were a year old, and you had your first steak at Peter Luger's in Brooklyn, when you convinced your friend that he could handle the first grade. You continued to become a man when you cried at great-grandma's funeral, and when you stepped up and competed and pitched in the 9-year-old playoff game. I don't know if you'll ever understand the magnitude of that night, but I'll get back to that in a second. When you went to Chicago for the weekend with Grandpa, and when you learned that Grandma Linda couldn't remember, and when you gave up your recess to make sure Peter didn't sit down alone when he got hurt, and in the car on the way to this very place to Sari Gamar's bat mitzvah. But becoming a man is a process, and you will continue to become a man when one of these kids sitting here tries to convince you to do the wrong thing, and you still do the right thing. And when you somehow find the most incredible girl in the world to love, Every time you fill a room with incredible people, just like the people here today, and celebrate their friendship, you'll become a man when you realize the significance of being a man named Yormack, because there's going to be a legacy on your shoulders. And you'll become a time when you make time for your family, because a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. And when you stand up and talk to your son at his bar mitzvah, and it'll be even better if you can quote The Godfather when you do it. When you realize that sometimes I do know best, and when you realize I don't know everything, when you sit on your son's bed, sharing the history of this family and teaching him life lessons, we talk about earning things. You'll become a man every time you earn something. You'll become a man when you find a way to tell your kids horrible news. And when you find yourself in a difficult situation, so full of emotions that your whole body feels numb, and you step up and represent your family, and you say what needs to be said, and if you ever have to, when you sit on a hospital bed, scared to death, and you look into the eyes of the strongest woman you know, who is the love of your life, and you make her believe that everything will be okay, twice if you have to, you will become a man when you can stand in the middle of a room just like this, in front of everybody you love, proud of the relationship you have with your father and your wife and your kids. And you'll be moved, and when you're moved to tears watching your children grow up, and when you stand with your son as he becomes a man. I'm sure there are more things to becoming a man, but we're going to find out together. So if you're not a man yet, then what are we doing? Why are we here tonight? We're here to make memories. We're here to make history. It's great that by the age of 13, you've walked on the floor of the U.S. Capitol, you've sat in the Yankees dugout, you've been to the Stanley Cup, maybe we'll do it again. You've rode the Zamboni at Madison Square Garden, you went to the Final Four, you've experienced some damn cool things. But more importantly, and I've told you this a million times, I hope you appreciate the fact that you have a wonderful, loving family. You have grandparents that love and adore you. And hey, you have a mother who works harder than you will ever realize to do what's best for you and makes up for all my shortcomings to give you every chance to succeed. And a sister who follows your path. And you have a group of best friends. You have a best friend that few people can or will ever understand. And you should realize that we don't get many chances in life to fill a room with the people that mean most to us, and it's important to take advantage of those chances when we can, because we can. Today, you took full advantage, and that's why we're here. So you can celebrate the people that love you most, and so they can celebrate you. You know, it's funny. 13 years ago, when I was eating that black and white cookie, I thought of tonight, and I knew it was going to be a Saturday night, and I knew it was going to be here. Uncle Peter told me he'd be retired by now, so I did not think the room was going to look like this. I never thought that there'd be a plaque in that room for someone who should be dancing in this room. But I never thought that there'd be this many just amazing people. So, hold on a second. Take a minute. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Turn around. Turn around. So, take a minute. You filled this room. You filled it with love and laughter, family, friends, and fun. And no one can ever take that away from you, or us. The panels will come down. The frost trucks, they'll leave. But this will be with us forever. Today is your day. You earned it. Look. So I don't have to tell everyone, but I'm going to tell you. You are an amazing kid, and I believe that you are on the right track to growing into an amazing man. I know you make me a better man. So look, I don't need a special day or a service in the morning or anything else to tell you, but I'm as proud of you as any father has ever been of any son ever. And there's only one way I can close this, and you know it. Back to that 9-year-old playoff game. So, I will say this one time. You are never to repeat it. And I will never admit that I ever said it. But you are fucking awesome. I love you. I love you. You're the best. Can I drop the mic? Can I drop the mic?
Good job, Rob. Give him a round of applause. Well done. Raise a glass here. Have a toast.